Hey y'all, this is Sophie from Lovely Funeral, and today is just a little intro video on how to kind of troubleshoot any issues you might have or get a walkthrough of what it's like to download from Etsy. First and foremost, I just like to say my products are all digital download templates. So once you purchase them, you'll download them and then you will open them up in Word or Pages and edit them yourself and get them ready for either your at-home printer or sending them out to another printer. So this particular video is kind of before all that. We're going to be covering downloading from Etsy, opening your files, help document, kind of walk through, and then sort of a software overview. You can always click the show more link below this video and there will be jump links to whatever part of the video you might need right now, and then also there will be links to all of the materials that I talk about to kind of help troubleshoot certain things. So that's that. Now, when you order a digital download from Etsy, you kind of go through the typical checkout process and then you get landed on a thank you for your order page like this. Now, most of the time on websites, the thank you for your order page is not important, but when you're ordering a digital download from Etsy, it is quite important, so hopefully you don't skip right past it. Now, what I did for this particular order is I clicked the quick checkout, or whatever that's called, and it forces you to use PayPal, I believe, in order to use that feature. So if you click that feature, or if you do a normal, like the slower, I guess, checkout, and still choose PayPal to pay it, I believe it always lands you on this page here. So it says we've sent a receipt to this email address, and then you can view your digital files now, which is the link to download your files right off the bat. So that's really the key that you're looking for. But every once in a while people miss that. They only read this part and then they go to their email address and they can click it from here. But every once in a while with PayPal, there might be some sort of issue where, like, way back when you signed up for PayPal, you used a different email address and it's sending it to some obscure email address that you haven't used for years, or it could be sending it to your spam folder. So if you didn't get the email, I would say check your PayPal and make sure that your email is up to date, and check your spam folder. If neither of those are correct and you didn't click this screen and you checked out as a guest, then I would say if all of those things are true, then reach out to me and we'll figure something out. But most of the time, one of those things are the issue, and you can kind of, figure it out from there. Now, that kind of leads me to one thing: checking out as a guest and checking out logged in. You can do both and get a digital download, and that's fine, but it really is best if you log in for digital downloads, because it'll save those digital downloads for you on your profile forever, and you get a couple different downloads. So if you messed up or you lost the file somehow, you can go back to your profile and you can find your digital downloads. So in this case, I'm logged in. I can go to purchases and reviews, click that, and it's gonna lead to this page. And as you can see, it lists all my purchases, including non-digital downloads. But this top one is the most recent one, and this over to the right is the download files. So super handy. You can always go back and figure that out. So also, if you go through and check out with a credit card, instead of it just being this tiny little link here, which I really wish they would change to a big button, it's going to be a big orange button that looks similar to this. It leads me into the internet browser issue. Every once in a while, not very often, but every once in a while, your internet browser doesn't want to download files from Etsy. And a lot of times you'll see a little bar that pops up here that's like a light yellow, or sometimes it's more bold than that, and it says something along the lines of there's an ad blocker, or there's some sort of download block. Do you want to allow that for this website, or do you want to ignore this blocker, or whatever? So you're going to have to read whatever those details are and make sure that you dismiss whatever the blocker is so that you can download the file. I'm also going to include a link below from Etsy on how to troubleshoot issues between your internet browser, which is Chrome, Safari, Internet Explorer, Firefox, etc. So your internet browser and Etsy downloads, and I'm going to put a link to that below. So that is that. Now, let's say you actually get it downloaded, everything goes smoothly, hopefully, and then in your downloads you'll get a little zip file from me. And when you double click that, a little folder comes. Click that, and then there's 2 folders and a help guide. So this help guide here is a little PDF that might look slightly different than this because I'm going to probably have to redo it with all my new tutorials, but basically there will be a link to go to either your Microsoft Word or your Apple Pages, or you can copy and paste the links below so you can jump right to whatever tutorials you want. And then there's also this Microsoft Word compatibility link. So with Microsoft Word specifically, obviously it's been around forever, so every once in a while there's somebody with a really old Microsoft Word version that's trying to open these templates, and they might have issues with that. And the first thing to do if you have really old Microsoft Word and aren't willing to update is to go to this link here and download the compatibility pack and follow those instructions. Now, most versions should work. I'm currently using the Microsoft Word 360, which is the most up-to-date one. It's a cloud version, so it'll always be updated, and I try to update them on my website to make sure that the most recent software is up. So you have to sometimes update either your Microsoft Word or your Apple Pages, because as we all know, there's a million updates all the time. They're constantly pestering you, and most of the time we all ignore it, but when you're doing something that's a little bit more intricate like this template, a lot of times it's worth it to update your software. And if you have a really old one, it might be worth it for you to go to the Microsoft 360 and pay for a month of it for $10 and then cancel it, just to save yourself the headache. But that's up to you. That is not my call. So that is basically everything. Another thing that often happens, which I'll cover in the next video too, is people don't read these folders very closely, and maybe I need to come up with a better naming thing, but Microsoft Word for Microsoft Word, Apple Pages for Apple Pages. So sometimes people just go to this first one and they're trying to open that in Microsoft Word and that doesn't work, or the opposite. So a good thing to do is to click on it and then right click, open with Microsoft Word, because every once in a while people have the online version of Microsoft, which is not suitable for these templates. It's kind of like a free version and it's just for really simple documents, or it's opening into some random PDF viewer, some default Word, not Word, but a default word processor that is not Word. So that's why it's the best way to just right click, open with, and then whatever program you're opening with. Same with the Pages, if you are going to use that on an Apple product, Pages. So I think that's everything. Sorry if it was rambly, but there's just a lot of stuff that could go a little bit screwy with these steps that are kind of out of my control, but I'm trying my best here. So the next video, we're going to actually go through step by step how to fill out your template and do all of the stuff within Word or Pages. I'm going to have 2 different ones. So yeah, click over to my channel and then find those kind of basic, just click over to my channel and find the next videos. Sorry, this is getting very rambly, so I'm going to wrap this up. Have a good day. Take care. Bye.